35-year-old Aaron moved to the UK from Grenada in 2010. He was saving hard and was well on his way to getting himself his dream luxury SUV, an Audi Q7. If I was to get you that car, what would it mean to you? What difference would it make to your life?
One of the first things I'll do, I'll try to go to Hungary to my in-laws, because since my son has been born, they haven't seen him physically.
Fantastic.
And if I were to get the car, that's one of the first places I would go.
So I'm hoping he's got a decent car for me to start with and a nice pot of cash. Because I can see a child seat in it. It's this little Skoda Fabia, isn't it?
It is a Fabia, Mike, and it's actually Arbia, because the F is missing at the back. So it's Darcy the Arbia.
I think he wasn't lying, was he? It does actually say Abia. An Audi Q7, a decent one. We're looking at least, what, 11, 12 grand, which means I'm going to have to quadruple the pot. Got a funny feeling this is going to be a tough one.
I'm doing long, sweeping passes so the paint doesn't gather in one area, and that should give us the perfect finish.
OK, that's actually looking all right as a first coat. I'm going to let that dry, come back and do a second coat after that. And that's kind of it for this car. The only one job left is to put the F back into the Fabia, and then Mike can get it sold.
Now, that isn't bad, is it? That is a beautiful-looking little car and a cracking-looking house as well. It's a good start. Oh, that red interior is nice. And it's done 89,000 miles.
Yep.
Does the roof all work OK?
It does get a bit stiff when it gets to about there.
Right, OK, all right. So that might need some attention then.
We've got one dent here on the wheel arch,
right,
but
so
that was like that when I bought it.
That's your excuse?
It was.
The runners should be cleaned every year as part of a service, but often get overlooked. With debris removed, I'm applying a little bit of lubricant to help the roof slide back more smoothly.
Right, well, that's it. Moment of truth. I'm going to give it a try. That's a good start. Come on. Look at that. There we go. Position 1. Position 2. And position 3. That's it. It's worked. And cost no money, which means the value of this car has just gone up.
In the olden days, right, it used to be you get a dent like this in a wing, you'd have to get behind it, smack it out with a hammer. So, and what's this one we're going to be using?
So this is a slide hammer. Just weld the end of that on and then slowly pull the dent out.
So, tack weld on little pins, put a slide hammer over the top, and then reverse pull the dent out from this side. So a little spot weld.
And just twist back off.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. So your little spot weld on.
Little spot weld on. Reverse the dent out, twist it, and off she comes.
All in all, a cost of £200. I'm going to take some pictures and market the fit online for £2,500. £2.5 grand for a Porsche Boxster. Now, the Porsche Boxster is a fabulous car. Unfortunately, the car has got one fundamental problem, and it's the engine warning light that's shining up there on the dashboard, and it's the reason why this car was cheap in the first place. That rattling noise? The previous owner reckons there's a problem with the timing chain, and that in one of these, it's a massive job. It means that the engine's got to come out, and the engine, remember, it's mid-engine, so it's very, very difficult to get to. But it is this car's pulled pin hand grenade. If it doesn't get done and the engine goes pop, then this is just a £2.5 grand paperweight.
Mike reckons that engine warning light could be due to a slack timing chain, and I tend to agree, so that means getting the engine out.
I can fix that. It won't cost us a huge amount of money, which means there is profit in this Boxster.
So far, the fix is only costing us £400 for replacement guides and tensioners for both sides of this flat six engine. With that fix, the engine light is no longer flashing, and Mike's gamble has well and truly paid off.
I listed the Boxster online for £5,500. I think that's a real bargain, and I'm clearly not alone. This one could be even better, because the owner tells me It's probably the only one in this colour in the United Kingdom. It's called Citron Yellow. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. OK, that colour is just to die for, isn't it?
Do you know that this is called Citron Yellow? So you had lime flower green, you had harvest gold, and you had citron yellow stroke green, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's the only one we know of in the Maxi Owners Club.
And this paint was put on by the factory?
It's a factory colour.
Yeah, nice.
And, yeah, there she is, the interior.
Yeah, it all looks good. So far, so good. But the engine on this 47-year-old motor needs to be good too. Oh, lovely.
You'll notice it's got twin carbs on it. Should have had a single carb from the HL. It does make it really fast.
Drives so nicely. And being that this one's got a dual carb setup, it actually performs wonderfully. There's no creaks, there's no rattles, there's no groans, can't hear anything, just bubbles along really nicely. Suspension feels good, steering's lovely. The only thing I can see wrong with it is the paintwork. And that's the unique thing about this car. My plan would be to give it a really deep detail, maybe make it pop a little bit more.
The roof of the car and the boot lid have faded over time, and now the paintwork doesn't match the more vibrant elements down the side.
I'm starting by using a soft-walled pad with a cutting compound. This will take the top layer of faded paint off and reveal the original, brighter colour underneath.
OK, now this is the bit that I hope will bring that glorious shine back to our little Maxi. It's a very, very ultra-fine pad with an ultra-fine finishing compound. Has no cutting compound in this, no grit. It's just about bringing that deep gloss shine back to the paintwork. I think that is amazing. That has really brought the colour back, and that match is almost seamless again. And now this car with this unique colour is preserved.
We spent just £50 on sorting the Maxi's paintwork and sold it for £5,995, a profit of £1,945. That means our fund stands at £11,095.